Hi everyone, so today I'm here with my review of Crown of Midnight by Sarah J Maas. So I received my copy from NetGalley. I was so excited when I saw it on NetGalley. Actually, me getting approved for it pushed me to read Throne of Glass, so I'm so glad that I got approved for it because it made me start reading this awesome series. So I'm not going to give a synopsis for this book since it is the second book in a series, but I will leave the link to the Goodreads page in the description box below if you want to check it out. So never in a million years did I imagine that this book could be even better than Throne of Glass, but even that first chapter had me entranced and I just could not put this book down. It was just full of mystery, assassinate behaviour, which I really loved seeing, and so many twists that I never ever expected ever to happen. So Crown of Midnight was just such a spectacular book. Selena is one of my all-time favourite characters ever now, like ever. She's funny, she's badass, she's very protective of her friends and always tries to do the right thing. And that last reason is why I adore her so much. She's a completely different person from who she was before she gets sent to Endovia. Her morals have changed and I really like her more than I probably would have if she was the same person as she was before she went into Endovia. And yeah, she has these two sides. She has this assassin side, but she also has this side that just likes to wear pretty dresses and read books in the library, and I adore both sides of her. She wouldn't be the character that she was if she didn't have those both sides to her. I fell in love with Kale so much more in this book. Oh, I love Kale so much. He's so protective of Selena. He cares deeply about her, and I just really loved seeing what he thought about her, and oh, it made me like all happy and made me want to smile. He's so funny and sweet and I just love the moments where Selena and Kale were together. Oh, I just want them to be together so bad. Oh, please let it happen, please. It has to happen. They have to be together. I did, however, feel slightly bad for Dory in this one because after everything that happened between him and Selena in the last book, and him having to see Selena and Kale together, it probably did break him apart, and I did feel really bad for him. But in his defence, he did try his hardest to move on, but Selena's just so awesome that he couldn't really move on from her because there's really no one better than her. I am very intrigued by Dorian now though, after what was revealed about what he can do, and I think it has something to do with Nehemia. Nehemia, I don't really know how to pronounce her name, but for people who've read this book, remember that bit at the party when she put her hand on his chest and everything sort of went from there? I think it had something to do with her. I think she started this whole thing. So I am really looking forward to seeing more of what Dorian can do and where it actually came from. Crown of Midnight was such a fast-paced novel. There was so much mystery surrounding these characters in the storyline that I was desperate to know more and what was actually going on in the storyline. The king is definitely up to something, and I am keeping my fingers crossed that Selena will be able to find out what it is and stop him, because he is a vile man. He is a vile, horrible man who I would quite happily see her run through with the sword. I always get quite violent in my reviews towards people I don't like, but yeah, I would quite happily see him run through with the sword, and I hope Selena is the one to do it. And then we had the whole rebel force building up against the king and finding out what they were actually doing and who they were backing. And yeah, it was really good. And then we had the whole thing with Nehemia, whatever her name is, and Selena and what happened with her. And yeah, there was just so much going on that there was never a dull moment in this book at all. And then we had the ending. Oh my god. Okay, so I kind of saw it coming throughout the book, but seeing Kalo sitting and going over everything and discovering it and finally confirming it, it was fantastic, and I am so excited for the next book now because I cannot wait to see what's going to happen now that Kale knows, and yes, I have to know. So I'm going to tell you my favourite scene in this whole book because this was a very special scene for me, and oh, I just adore it so much. It was Kale's birthday scene with him and Selena and the dinner. I adore that scene so much, mainly because of Kale's reaction, and it just melted my heart because he's such a sweetheart and I love him so much. overall, this was a superb sequel and gets 5 out of 5 stars from me. It was definitely much better than the first book, and I loved the first book as well because it also got 5 out of 5 stars, but I'd give this one 6 out of 5 if that actually worked, but it doesn't. If you haven't started this series yet, please read it. It's one of the most amazing series ever and you will not regret picking it up. So that was my review for Crown of Midnight by Sarah J Maas. I hope you guys enjoyed it and I will see you guys later. Bye everyone.